Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Follow Suit, Fashion Unfiltered. Follow suit is a mantra, which means to follow the suit. And as you follow it, you're going to come to realize the suit is a role model and a mentor whose purpose is to give guidance to the young men of this community and as well as to society. And it is my goal to honor and salute some of the individuals who not only put on the suit, but they wear it well. Hence the point, my guest today. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and just like the intro says, this is Follow Suit Fashion Unfiltered, and my guest today is Jonathan Long. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, brother. Thanks for having me this afternoon.
Hey, man, it's my pleasure. I appreciate you coming through with having such a busy schedule that you have, I know. And you made time. Once I reached out to you and made the call, you said, brother, I'm on it. I'm going to work it out. And you're here. So that's, I appreciate that very much.
No, you're welcome, brother. Like the work that you're doing in the community, what you're doing for our people of color, it's like I have to come here, you know what I mean? I have to speak and represent because, our organization that I work for, He Is Me Institute, I'm the fellowship program director, and we're all about changing the 2% of black males in education. And I've been working in the community ever since I was 19, just doing a lot of this work, giving back to our youth. So it was like, once you gave me the opportunity, I was like, let me take Sunday off from my other job and let me come, give some time and be able to speak and give back.
Yes, sir, and I appreciate you coming through. So, the show is called Fashion Unfiltered, so we're going to start off with a little fashion. You got on a nice blazer, got you coordinated with your shirt and your shoes and everything going on. So, does anybody inspire you with your fashion when you was coming up?
So, honestly, and when I was growing up, it was my dad. My dad always, he was a man who was always big on wearing suits and fashion. So, that's something I really took from him, and then I really started to run with it and just try to take it to a new level, with the name brand stuff like Polo and all that. So, and I really love to do it down to my shoes and socks. Like I see you got the nice sock game, and like I love the socks. Like today I brought my Cheez-Its.
Okay,
you know what I mean. So
spice it up a little.
Exactly.
bit.
So I really love to get real fancy because like I'm like the model. Like I said, I like to dress for the job that I want, not the job that I have. And that was something that I was really cognizant of when I was working at Boston Public Schools. I wanted the young men to see us dressed like this.
Right.
Come sometimes in suits, sometimes in ties, because a lot of educators sometimes they go real lackadaisical, dressed down, sneakers, jeans, and maybe just like a sweater. And it was like, I wanted to stand out, dressed like a principal, and literally let these young brothers see like, hey, we can do this. You know what I mean? You don't have to just be in the streets to dress like this.
Right. And I appreciate that, brother. And like I said, I always give a shout out to my coach who always taught us, dress for success. You never get a second chance to make that first impression, so that it goes a long way, and like I said, here at Follow Suit, that's what we're trying to do, inspire young men to dress for success.
Amen.
You want the part, you got to play the part, and I always felt, dressing like a man, looking like a man, and dressing like a man. A suit, even if it's not a suit, just dressing respectfully, So, we're talking a little bit about fashion. You don't have a tie on right now, but do you like the bow tie or do you prefer the classic tie?
So honestly, I feel like I'm more of the classic tie. I wore a bow tie once. My friend had a wedding last June. I threw on the bow tie, and the look was actually pretty good. It was pretty fancy. It's funny because I was talking to my fiance, and it was like, do I throw on a tie? Sometimes when I wear like colored shirts like this, I tend to like go tieless, but I should have wore it because I see how sharp you're looking, brother. You're looking real.
You want to show off the padding of the shirt.
All right, let me show you. Yeah, you know what I mean. Let me show you.
You don't need the tie.
Yeah. I appreciate it, but it's funny because before my dad died, I didn't really know how to tie a tie. He was always trying to show me,
right.
But it was like because I had him in my life, I just would get so lazy. So whenever I get dressed up, like, Dad, can you do it? And then he died 5 years ago, April 13th, and then I had to learn. Go for getting ready for his funeral and everything like that. And ever since then, I really like took it to a new level, because like when I wear the ties, when we go out on the road for our organization, He Is Me. So we go to career fairs to recruit black men to do the internship program that we're about. And like you said, I love to dress for success. I like to see them seeing how I dress. I feel like that brings people to our table. And like you said, we get more respect as black men when we dress like this. Even though, like, don't get me wrong, I do like to dress down, you know, sneakers, hoodies, sweats every now and then. But when I'm out and about and it's about business, I want people to see I'm about business. And like, I could talk the talk, I know how to walk the walk, and, you know, dress it. That really matters.
Yeah, and so, you know, that's what we're here for, trying to inspire young men along that same line of just dressing for success, you know. And it's a great thing that you have with this He Is Me Institute. You know, when I seen that, when I stumbled across you on the LinkedIn, you know, and I said, wow, I mean, this is a great program. Let me reach out to this brother. He's doing great things. And I said, you know, because the show is here to honor and salute men and women who are in the community, serving our community and trying to give back and keep these young men and women on track. So I said, let me reach out to him, and I follow the great stuff that the He Is Me Institute is doing. They're doing great things. So if you don't know about them, look them up and check them out. And where can you find them at? What's the website? That's the name of it?
So we're at www.heisme.org, and we're located out of Boston, Mass. We was founded in 2018. So right now we're working out in New Market Square, but we're all over. We're all over. We're in 5 different cities. We're also in Detroit. We're in Ohio. We're in give me a second. Oh my goodness. One just slipped my mind. We actually just came back from Baltimore. We're in Boston and goodness, the 5th one's gonna come. But I
know every time I go on the page there, I see you coming back from somewhere else saying, you know, He Is Me was here, He Is Me was there, and it was like, wow, these brothers, they're doing great things, you know. So I know it'll come to you in a minute. You're so busy.
No, definitely, exactly. I'm just like so many different things, so many different jobs, so many different roles. Like one of the things right now that we're doing is we're creating like a lot of program development, getting ready for our summer rollout for this teacher development program that I'm running, and then we're getting ready to run the I Am King mentorship program next fall, the one that I told you my program director Josh runs, and that's where we take the college facilitators and we put them into the schools into which we're working at. And right now we're funneled into middle schools. We're starting to run some programs for elementary schools and get ready for the high school level, so we can have this mentorship program. So then that way we can literally be able to be in Boston, be in Ohio, be in Detroit, being out in Baltimore, and just literally just continue to do this work, because we know black men need to be seen. Our young black boys need to see black teachers, because we know how much of a profound difference it makes to have a black teacher teach a young black boy.
Right. Not to switch gears, but just a thing. We was talking off camera. You talked about your father, and you know, and having your father in your life, because a lot of these young men, you know, in our community, don't have their fathers in their lives.
Definitely.
You know, and so that's plays a role in the choices and the decisions we make. So, you having your father in your life, did you still find yourself? Did you make some of those choices that you regretted? Not regretted, and you know, but that you wouldn't have made under different circumstances, and that you know that your father guided you in the right direction?
Definitely. So there, I would say like my late teens, early 20s. My dad was trying to direct me and teach me to go away from a lot of different things, and yeah, you know how you got to learn on your own, learn your own mistakes. I was running the streets when I was at Northeastern, trying to chase women, do all these things, go to every party I could go to. I ended up getting in trouble a couple of times. I ended up getting shot in the back of the head when I was 22. Wow. I was in the hospital for 5 days. The bullet cut my throat. So I couldn't eat or drink anything for 5 days as a result. Then I ended up getting a DUI when I was 28, out there trying to fix a relationship that wasn't worth fixing. And then I ended up getting myself like caught up where it was 3 years. 3 years I got caught up in and trying to get that case removed. Luckily I got it removed. Okay. So it's just like, and then my dad told me the night I got shot not to go to this party. My dad told me the night I got that DUI not to go to that club. So it was like not listening. Right. And you know what I mean? The wisdom that I've also gained from just now listening to like the things he was trying to teach me. You know, he was trying to keep me out of trouble. That's why I do a lot of the work I do now. I want to be able to teach these young men to stay out of the trouble that we got into. Right. You know, just it's not worth it, and there's so many different paths and pathways for them to take that they can have a successful journey and not have to go into the streets and either go get arrested, get shot, get locked up. They don't deserve none of that, because they all should be able to have a successful future, and that's what we're trying to create for them.
Right. Yeah, sure. And I appreciate that, because as I sit and if I meet young men along the way on this journey that I'm doing, of trying to send out this message, I always say, I am that guy, that boy, young man sitting there on the other side. And I always say, I wish at this age I had someone in front of me talking to me, telling me what I'm telling them. I wish I had it, but I didn't, So that's like my motivation to do the work that I'm trying to put forward. And the show Follow Suit, the program, the nonprofit, the whole thing is about saluting people like yourself who are out here doing that type of work. And once again, I appreciate all the work that you are doing.
No, I appreciate you too, and like I said, the work that you do is huge because, like I said, you've been in the streets, you know what it's like to do time, and it's just like our young men need to hear from you, hear your story, because like I said, I watched that autobiography of yours, and it was powerful. That's why I had to make sure I wanted to connect you with my fiance who does this work as well, to Straight Ahead Ministries, because I know she's gonna need some speakers and stuff like that, and they do the work is trying to make sure we lower the rates of recidivism and stuff like that. And it's just like, your story is powerful, and it's just like, man, you need to be connected to as many organizations and people in this community that's doing the work as well, because like, you're highlighting us, but we need to also highlight you. And that's one of the things that once you connected with me at He Is Me Institute, I was like, man, I got to connect you with my CEO, the chief impact officer too. And it was like, we got to do some work with this brother, because like what you do is amazing. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it, brother.
And it's just like, man, you got to be rewarded for what you're doing, because like it's a stand up. It's a standout to do what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like to come from where we come from, to still be successful, still be alive.
Right.
And that's just one part of our story, to still be here. So it's just like we're saving lives each and every day, even when we don't think we are. Like our stories matter, and like yours is big time. And I appreciate you taking this time out to highlight me, because I feel like not many people know about the work I do. Not many people know about who I am. And I grew up in the city of Boston, so I know a lot of the things, like the peer pressures, the stress, growing up in sports, you want to go one way and have so many different friends go the other way. And it was just like, continue to just stay motivated. One of the things that I realized is the only motivation that lasts is like self-motivation. So I try to continue to motivate myself daily.
Right.
And that's what kind of kept me on the path to stay out of the streets, because I felt like if I went that way, I don't think I'd be here, because I was really reckless and wild, like really a lot of energy, too much of it.
All praises to the highest power. We are both standing here today, and without him we wouldn't be, but we are, so it's a great thing. And so you deal with a sports program as well.
Yes. So what I do on the weekends, I'm a sports director for an organization called Viking Sports, and right now we're located out of like Brookline, Newton, Wellesley, and we got a lot of clinics. We also do birthday parties, but we like soccer, basketball, baseball, tennis. We do. You think of a sport, we offer it. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to do is talk to the CEO. Is I'm trying to get us into the inner city as well, because I know our young brothers and sisters could be able to definitely utilize this program. And then we also host birthday parties. So that's something that we do. Like you might have a birthday party on a Saturday at 2, and then it's like 2 to 4, and we meet so many different people. The kids love it, the parents love it, and we get them all involved. Like what we do on the birthday parties is like we'll have like a huge parent versus kids kickball game, dodgeball, and it's just like you see how much fun they have. I really love being able to just make a difference in just whether it's education, whether it's sports, just having that impact on the youth. And I feel like also the two are analogous. I feel like with sports and education, you need one, you need kind of both of them to succeed. The mentality we gain, like you said, from a coach's aspect teaches us how to sacrifice, discipline, be accountable, be responsible. And if you take that attitude and relay it with your regular life, I feel like that's the way I tend to motivate myself, and that's how I try to motivate a lot of our other young brothers and sisters, because sports is usually the first thing that we grapple onto and grasp to.
Right, like when we had the Zoom meeting, when we first did our introduction of meeting each other, and we talked, and we said probably 80% of kids who are into sports, especially black males,
yes,
their coach is probably their father figure. That's probably their first male father figure will be that coach, so that they play a very important role in the youth's life,
It is, and like you said, that was something that was huge for me too. Was I had some black men who were huge in my role, and so like where I was part of the No Books No Ball program out of Roxbury. So Tony Richards, I gotta say, he did huge impact on helping also mold and shape my life too, because he was there with me as well. And then I went to Madison Park, so I had some great coaches, Dennis Wilson, Coach Roosevelt Robinson as well. So I feel like those
same thing. They follow suit.
Amen.
One after another.
Amen. Exactly.
Wilson, my coach.
Exactly. They kept me in line. You know what I mean? And Coach Wilson actually still part of my life. He's actually my uncle's best friend. So it's
that's great.
Good to stay in touch. You know.
Okay, so before we wrap up the show, the last question. You know, we're gonna bring in. He's not here, but we got the young man right now who's trying to find his way. He's 17 years old and he don't know which road to go on because he's got the peer pressure and everything of what society is putting on him. And he's in front of you asking you for your help.
Okay, so if that situation happened, and we had a young brother who needed to talk to someone, I always tell them, I'm here for them. You know what I mean? I know what it's like to just, you can come into that crossroads, you don't know which way you want to go. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna teach you on the straight and narrow path. I'm also gonna give you outlets and resources to be able to help you try to go with the career and path that you desire. You know what I mean? I don't want to see our young brothers continue to go into the streets, go into the jail systems. I want to help them, give them an outlet and resource to be able to do the things they want to do, whether that's reaching out to my fiance who has countless resources, reaching out to you, reaching out to T Rich, reaching out to just my organization. We're going to do things that's going to allow black men and women to succeed, and that's going to be something that I've really took a hold of, and I like I say, I take responsibility being a black male role model, and I'm going to teach our black brothers, like, streets is not the way to go. Whatever you need, I'm going to be here for you. And I'll stay in that brother's life from 17 till whenever he lets me.
All right, bro. And like I said, brother, that's why I brought you on the show, to salute you and honor you, and applaud you for the work that you're doing. So give me your title of the program.
Okay, once again, I'm the Fellowship Program Director for He Is Me Institute, and I'm also the Sports Director for Viking Sports. And I thank you again, brother, for having me.
Hey, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure, because I see you have a full plate and a very busy schedule, so it's definitely my pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you, man.
Jonathan Long, ladies and gentlemen, this is Follow Suit, Fashion Unfiltered. This is a wrap, but we'll be back with more episodes. Peace. We're out of here.
God bless you. Amen.
Amen.